All right, guys, we're going to jump into domain and range. We've talked about this before. We've talked about it in our previous class. We talked about independent and what? Dependent, exactly. We talked about independent, dependent. We talked about domain and range. What are other words for X and Y? Well, we talked about domain and range, but what else is there? Input, output. Okay, we just said independent, dependent, all that stuff. All those words still tie together. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to cover today is stuff that we've already seen before. It's not like it's going to be anything new. It's not like it's going to be anything groundbreaking. But if you look at your worksheet, there is a front and back. The stuff on the back is the stuff that's going to be new, and that's the stuff that's going to take a little bit longer, okay? This first page is stuff we're going to actually fly through really, really quick, okay? So just stick with me on this. This is good. This is a lot of good information. So please, please, please stick with me. All right. So here we go. Domain is the set of what letter? No. What is domain? Domain is the X. The set of all the X coordinates in the function's ordered pairs from least to greatest. Okay. So the domain is the X, which means the range is the what? The range is the Y. Okay, we're good so far, right? See? Okay, all right, here we go. All right, what are my X numbers up here? Read those. Okay, so one of the numbers repeats, right? So it's just 0, 2, 3, and 5. That's it. Go ahead and list the range. I know you can do it. In order from least to greatest. What are they? 1, 4, 5, and 20. Pretty simple, right? Domain and range. Okay. Is this one a function, by the way? Why? The 3's repeat, but hold on. What about the range? Does the range also repeat? So is it a function? Yes, this one actually is okay. The X can repeat as long as the what? As long as the output repeats. Okay, you have the same input with the same output. Okay, so we're still okay. We're still 100% okay. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one. You guys ready? You got it? All right, here we go. Select the correct word for each blank. You know that the x-axis contains values that are represented by the which variable? Now hold on. The x-axis, these are the words we're going to use. Now this one, the x is the independent variable. The x is independent. So that word's gone. Okay. Those values are in the domain. They're in the domain of the function rule. These values, now here's where it gets very, very important, okay? Because if you think about let me get rid of all this stuff over here. If you think about an x value, all right, if my x-axis is right here, yes, when we're talking about a graph, which way is my x-axis? What? Left to right. They should be represented from left to right. Good. So we got left to right, and we took care of domain. All right. Is it like you guys? It all kind of ties together, right? Stuff we've talked about. Correct? Yes. Wake up, guys. Are we good? I know you're tired. Okay. We're all getting tired. We're okay. All right, here we go. You know that the y-axis contains the values that are represented by the. Hold on. This one's independent. This one is dependent. Good. Dependent. Okay. Yes. The values are in the range of the function rule. Nope. Bottom to top. That is bottom. Why bottom to top, guys? What is bottom when you're talking about up and down? What is bottom? The what? The minimum or the no. The lowest value. Because we always hold on. You're fine. You're trying. That's 100% okay. So we're trying to list them from least to greatest, correct? So when we're talking about numbers going from bottom to top, aren't the numbers that are on the bottom usually the smallest? So that's why we list them from bottom to top. Okay? When we're talking about graphs. We're going to get to that in a minute. Is everybody okay? There's a lot of, it's very, very wordy to start, and then we'll get to the back and I'll be able to explain this a little bit more. Cool? All right, here we go. All right, we already talked about discrete and continuous, correct? Tell me what you remember about discrete. Dots. Okay, they are, what's continuous? The what? Okay, discrete, here's your official definition. These are very distinct points. In other words, point. Okay, they're very distinct points. And you must list the values. Okay, very distinct points. So for example, that would be these. So when we're talking about domain, we're talking about -1. We're talking about 3. We're talking about 1, 2, and 3, right? Yep, hold on. Because if I list all of these points, these are all individual points, right? It's not like it goes from here to here. It's like I have this point, this point, this point, this point, and this point. I can't just say it ranges from here to here. I have to list out. I have to say this point and this point and this point. Why? Because they're individual. It's not a line. You'll see the difference in a little while. Okay, you guys with me on this? It's individual points, just like Hope just said. They're individual points. It's not like, hey, my range goes, or my domain goes from this point over to this point, and everything between it is my domain. You can't say that when it's talking about distinct. Or I'm sorry, when you're talking about discrete, because it's point. They're very, very specific. Okay? All right, continuous. What is continuous? Yeah, a line. There are no breaks. There are no breaks in the graph. No breaks. Kind of like those. Okay, and we will talk about that in a minute. Everybody good? Oh, I'm sorry. No breaks in the graph. All right. Okay. Everybody good? All right, let's flip it over. Let's go back. Now we're going to start talking about this. This is where we've really got to pay attention. Because this is the stuff you're really going to see on your test. Okay? All right, here we go. Number 1. If you pay close attention on the first couple, you're probably going to get to where you're like, okay, I get this. Okay? And if you notice, some of these have open circles, some of them have closed circles, some of them have, they're just, I mean, they go up and down, they do all kinds of stuff, okay? Now, please listen. What direction did we say domain was? What'd you say? Left to right. Please do me a favor. So I want to pay attention from the left to the right. When I'm talking about my domain, I'm not worried about anything else when I'm talking about my graph. Everybody hear this. I want to see how far left the graph is and how far right the graph is. Is everybody with me? All right, so here we go. What's the furthest? Now, this is where I'm paying attention. Yes? My x value, because domain is x. How far left is my graph? -5. Everybody with me? -5. That's the farthest left of that graph. Yes? Is everybody okay? Please nod and tell me that you're getting this. Okay, this is important. All right, what's the furthest right? +5. So I'm going to put that over here. What letter did we say domain was? X. So I'm going to put an X in the middle. Now watch this. When I do this, basically, aren't you telling me that the graph goes from this point to this point? Yes? So my arrows are going to look like this. It's going to look like that. That's called a compound inequality. We will get more to that later. If I split that up and I flip that around, that means x is, if I point it that direction, if I flip it around, it would be x is greater than -5, which is that, but it's also x is less than +5. So basically the range is from +5 to -5. The arrows, when you do a compound, will always point to the left. They will always point left. Is everybody cool? This is where my range is between. Everything between -5 and what? +5. Not my range, my domain. Sorry, just my domain. Is everybody okay so far? Domain is left to right, correct? Don't worry about the curve. Don't worry about the shape. I'm just, how far left, how far right. That is it. Okay, I think that's actually a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, now let's talk about the range. What letter is the range? The Y. So now I'm looking at it from here. And what did I say range was? From the bottom to the top. So here we go. I'm glad you guys remember that. So we're going to go bottom to the top. Bottom to top. Now, so what's the bottom? Now I'm looking here. This is what I'm looking at now. What's the lowest point of that graph? 0. This is as low as it gets. Agreed? So 0. What's the highest point it gets to? 5. What letter is it? Y. And then I just do my arrows again. There it is. I'm done. So my range is from 0 to 5. My domain is from -5 to +5. That basically tells me how wide and how tall my graph is. That's all it is. How wide and how tall. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yes? All right. Show me 1 to 5. 1 to 5, where are we at? Kind of sort it. We've had one example. So if you're still a 2 or a 3, it's okay. Okay. Well, I'll get to the open dots in a minute, but do you guys understand left to right, down, bottom to top? Okay. So I see some 2s, I see some 3s. Good. I see a lot of 4s and 5s. We've had one example. We're going to do more. Yes. If you how many examples are in here? Like 9 or 10. We might not get to all of them. We might not get to all of these. There's 6. No, there's more than that. All right, here we go. Let's do number 2. This one has open dots. Doesn't matter. Well, we're going to pay attention to this. All right, domain. What letters? Or what letter is domain? X. Boom. I'm going to put the X first. Left to right, correct? Yes. What's the furthest left? -3. What's furthest right? +3. So -3 and +3. Now, here's the tricky part. What kind of dots did you say we had? These are open dots. Okay. So now, you notice how these are closed and these have the arrow underneath it? You guys remember that from middle school? Less than or equal to? Okay. Because they're open, what do you think it is? No. The arrows are always going to go left. Just no line, just greater than. That's all it's going to do. Does that make sense? Just open circles are just, you might want to mark that. Okay. Maybe right here, go open circle. Open circle. That way you know there's no line underneath the open circle. Fair? By the way, if you're looking at your test and it says domain and one of the answers says Y, it is clearly not the answer. That's a dead giveaway. That was probably really loud on that mic. That's okay. We'll figure it out. All right, here we go. Domain, what's the bottom? What's the bottom of it? -5. Now, hold on. Now it's actually touching. Now there's no dot. So would that be with a line or without it? Would that be the same as an open dot or a closed dot when it's actually touching it? That would be like a closed one, so it's going to be like that. That's all right. At least you're trying. I like it. You're good. Well, you did say open. You did say, okay. It's Y, right? Now, these are open, yes? On what number? Done. And you're like, okay, basically it's just identifying numbers. Yes? And just paying attention to the arrows. All right, do me a favor. I want you to practice with your neighbor just really, really quick. I'm going to pause the video and give you guys a minute to work on it, but I want you to work on this with your partner, okay, next to you. Go. And we're back. All right. What'd you get? Now, left to right. What's the furthest left? -2. What kind of circle is -2? Open. So we're just going to do the arrow only. No line underneath it. What letter is domain? X. Now we're going to what kind of dot? Closed. So with the line on what number? 6. Done. How many are like, okay, I could do this. Feeling pretty good? Feeling all right? All right, here we go. Range. All right, what's the lowest number? -1, -2, -3, negative. Looks like -4. What kind of dot is that? That one's closed, so What letter? Y up to open dot on positive 2. We're done. It's not too complicated, is it? Okay. Let's do number 4. Actually, let's jump to number 5 really, really quick. We'll go back to number 4. We will go back to number 4. Let's go to number 5. Okay, do me a favor. Try it with your partner. Go. All right, guys. Hey, when we're doing these, hey, I'm going to put a box around this thing. Okay, just to show you a different kind of method. Everybody with me on this? I'm going to put a box around it. Check this out. So if I take my box, let's do this one let's do it in red. Why not? All right, I'm going to go farthest left, -5, down to there, over to there. Looks like that's about right. Yes? Is everybody good? So I've actually seen people do it this way, by the way. This is just another method. Some people use this as just another way to see it, okay? What's the left side? What number is that? -5. What's the right side? +6. So here we go. -5, +6. Yes? You can clearly see your box. You can clearly see it. Okay, so we have X. This is what kind of dot? Closed. What's the other one? Open. Okay, everybody's good. Left to right, it goes from -5 to +6. Left to right. Correct? All right, let's look at the bottom. What's the lowest number? -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, -6. That touches the line, yes? So Y, that 5.5? I don't think it is. Yeah, it is. It's all the way down to that point. No, you're good. All the way up to what number, guys? All the way up to 2, and it is touching. We're done. Listen, I'm not looking at a lot of people get hung up on these points. This is the highest point. This is the lowest point. Even though those aren't points, it's kind of like a roller coaster. Okay, it's not where you start. The lowest point of the roller coaster and the highest point of the roller coaster. Yes? If I ask you where it's at, you're not going to tell me 2 points in the middle. Highest point, you can clearly see it when you're driving up to Six Flags. You can see the highest point of the roller coaster. Yes, you can see it. Okay, find the lowest, find the highest, find the farthest left, farthest right. Okay, that's what you're doing. All right, we ready for this one with the arrows? Sort of. Well, they are continuous. Yeah, let's do this one. Left. Does it ever stop left? Hold on, look at the arrows. Your arrows are doing this. They're both going up and out. Yes? So is there a left point that's furthest left? Yes or no? Or will it go on forever? Goes on forever, which makes this negative infinite. It's like a sideways 8. Okay? And because it goes on, this one's going to be that kind of arrow with the X. And what's the right side? Positive infinite. There we go. Think about it. Goes on forever this way, goes on forever this way, right? Infinite, infinite. And it's always just the arrow. No line underneath it. And we're still using X. We're still using X because it is domain. Yes? Make sure I'm not paused. Okay. I thought I forgot to hit pause. Or unpause. Okay, here we go. Bottom. Is there a bottom to this graph? What's the number? Boom, that's easy. Does it touch it? Yep, sure does. Why? And does it touch, it's going up, and this one's going up. So what would I put over there? Infinite. Done. Positive infinite, because it's going up. Positive is up. Anybody way overthink that? Yeah. Try number 6 with your partner. Ready? Go. Okay. Can I just give you the answer and you can like kind of decipher it on your own? Everybody with me on this? See if you got it right. All right. I want to make sure I'm not. I see a lot of erasing. What happened? I see. How many of you got it right? Sweet. About a little more than half. Right-ish. Okay, right-ish. We're good. Okay. Why was there erasing? What did we do wrong? What happened, guys? Talk to me. Go ahead.
-1 because it like touched on the y-axis.
It touched on the, yeah, that doesn't matter. Is that the left point or is that the bottom?
Oh no.
Remember, we don't look at the axis. We're not trying to find the slope. We're trying to find lowest point, highest point, left and right. The axis, the y-axis does not matter. Okay, and I'm glad you did that because I bet somebody else will do it. Okay, so not a big deal. Everybody good? All right, let's go to, you know what? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do number 7. Oh, what kind of line do we have? Well, it's continuous, but what else is it? Well, it's infinite, but it's also straight up and down, which is undefined. Yes? It's not constant. Constant is sideways. That's this one. Okay, here we go. This one right here. Your domain is simply that. Everybody ready for this? Left to right. Hold on. Left to right. What is it? Is there anything? It is one number. Left to right. What is that number? It's one number. Because there is no left to right. Listen. This point right here, check this out. And this is why this line is x equals. Okay, please learn this now. This point right here is, what is that? That's 7, 0. Yes? I'm going to pick a random point. This point right here is 7, 5. This point right here is 7, 8. Do you see a pattern here? 7, negative 2. Yes? What can you tell me about all those coordinates? All the x's are what? 7s. They're all 7s. That's why x equals an equation. Now, I know the x-axis is this, but x equals graphed line is up and down. It's undefined. If you guys type that in and put it in Desmos, I promise you it'd be up and down. Okay? Always check it. Okay? Now, let's talk about the range. Bottom. Is there a bottom? No, there's not. So what is it? Negative infinite? And then what's the top? Positive infinite. Everybody good? Make sure I'm not paused again. For some reason, I just had a little. I'm going to have to go back and do it again. All right, here we go. Oh, what do we got now? Discrete. Didn't I tell you earlier that we had to list individually what we had? You guys with me? So let's go left to right. Hold on. Stick with me on this. Is not hard. Please, everybody. Is everybody with me? Stick with me on this. This is not complicated. Stay there. Stay there. Do the trash here in a minute. All right, here we go. So go to the furthest left, which would be that point right there, yes? And the furthest right would be right here, correct? All right, let's do this. So my domain, since it's a discrete domain, since it's discrete, I have to list every one of these numbers individually. Don't get lost on this. It's not that big of a deal. This one right here, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes? Negative 5. What's the next one over? Is there one at negative 4? No. Is there one at negative 3? Yes, there is. Now, when I say that, I get to negative 3. Everybody look, I don't want you to be confused. I said when I get to negative 3, I'm looking up and down the line on negative 3. If there is one, I'm putting a negative 3. You guys with me on this? Because I'm going left to right. Is there a number somewhere at negative 2? Look up. Yes, there is. Negative 2. What about negative 1? 0. 1. Yes, done. There's my domain. Those are the numbers that I have a point at on the x-axis from left to right. Yes? Because if I individually list these points, hey, if I list these points, wouldn't that be negative 5, 0? Yes? Wouldn't this be negative 3, negative 2? Yes? Yes? All I'm doing is listing them. If you want to do this and you want to list the coordinates, you can do it that way too. Everybody understand that? You can do it like that if you would like, if that's easier for you. Actually, let's just go ahead and do that. Negative 2, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 1, 2. This is 1, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5. Okay. All right, so now let's do from least to greatest. Let's do my range. Give me the y numbers. What's the bottom one? Nope. Negative 5. What's the next one up? Negative 2, right? Yes? -2. So that takes care of that one. Takes care of that one. What's the next one up? 0. And then we have 2. And then 7. We're good. All right. Please write this down. This is discrete, which equals you must list them. You have to list them. You have to. If you see a discrete problem on a quiz or a test and they don't list them out, it is 100% not the answer. They have to list them. Hey, everybody, breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. We're almost done. Yes? Everybody good? I told you the back was going to be a lot slower. I told you that. Look, we're almost done. All right, let's talk about this one. Domain. Oh, is this on your worksheet? Huh? Some of you have it, some of you don't.
It's not on mine.
Oh. Some people have it, some people don't. That is really weird. Okay, not a big deal. This is the domain. This is the range. This is the same thing as discrete, okay? You guys with me on that? Same thing. Just list them out. Domain, range. Very, very simple. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go down to the bottom. And we're almost done. Domain. For the first one. Number 4. With your partner, go ahead and start listing them. List them out. Always least to greatest.
Wait, go back. Swap the -3. And then.
All right. Domain, give me the numbers. Guys, -3, 0, 4, and 7. Cool. Give me the range. -5, 1, 2, and 4. This is your x, this is your y, right? Is this a function, yes or no?
Yes.
How do you know? The x's do not repeat, so yes, this is a function. So put yes. X's do not repeat. All right, do the last one. Find me the domain, find me the range, and then tell me if it's a function or not. You good over there? All right. Focus in for me. We got one more, guys. Just one more. Got it? Good. Get it? Got it? Good. Get it? All right. Guys are doing a good job. You're working. I like it. Looks like the domain's pretty easy. Looks like -4 and +4, right? Is that it? 4, -4, 4, -4. Those are my only two, right? What's my range? -9, -5, 0, and 9. Here's a dead giveaway. If the range outnumbers the domain, it's not going to be a function. Okay. This one's no. Why is it no? X, same inputs, different outputs. Good. Different outputs. That's what I would put. Because you got a couple of them that match. Because the points are going to be on top of each other. And if you do the vertical line test, it's not going to work. Okay, we've talked about that. All right, everybody good? Cool. Cool, that's the end of our notes. Hit like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Cool. All right, you guys can take a break. Yeah, go ahead and get your notebooks, guys.